to another Test Miles video. I'm Nik Miles, and we are in the beautiful state of Hawaii on the Big Island, checking out a brand new car from Lexus. Right behind me, the LC500. This vehicle has been engineered for many years. In fact, it's taken them just 6 months to work the suspension out. It took them 2 years to work the dynamics out in the driving, and they went through 50 different seats in the car before they came up with the exact combination they needed for a perfect ride and perfect luxury. In fact, when Lexus announced this vehicle, they said the words boring and Lexus would never be used in the same sentence. Let's find out. The proof of the pudding is in the driving. I want to take you on a personalized tour of the exterior design of the new LC500. Let's look at the spindle grille first of all. Not the first time that we've seen the spindle grille, but the first time that we've seen this kind of spindle grille. Notice how the mesh here is very open at the bottom, but as it creeps up over the grille, it gets tighter and tighter. And this shows a more stronger, muscular feeling once you get into the body of the car. Now this hood is pretty significant, but you can't see the things on the inside that are most important about it. They wanted to have this very sloped feeling in the hood at the front, but this didn't actually meet the pedestrian crash safety standards. So what they did is they put a sensor in here at the bottom of the car, so when something impacts with the front of the vehicle, it engages pistons here at the front, which push the hood up and allow for a bigger crumple zone, therefore being safer for pedestrians, but keeping the design language of the car, keeping it very strong, keeping it muscular, keeping it sporty, but at the same time, safety being a major priority. Let's check out the lights. Of course, lights in a car are the windows to the car's soul. They're the seeing part of the car. Apart from safety and having to meet standards of lumens, this is an absolutely exquisite and beautiful design. But in here, the technology is highly advanced. Look how small and compact the headlights are in this car. Those headlights, even as small as they are, emit the exact amount of lumens that meets all of the safety criteria. And I can put my hand right up at the back, which comes to here. They're small, bright, and very beautifully designed. And coming down the car, these intakes here on the inside of the car push air around the wheels, not to cool any of the brakes, but to keep the car's front end solidly planted on the road. And even when you get to the back end of the car, they have the same style air intakes behind the back wheels, which really allow the car to be planted on both ends to give you that dynamic, sporty driving feel. So I put the four-ways on so you could see that this is actually not just a piece of plastic that separates the black, the chrome, and the color of the mirror. It's actually a light, and I've never seen a light so small in a mirror. Now let's get to the part that everybody's been waiting for. Let's put our foot down and find out how the LC500 performs on the roads of Hawaii. We've jumped inside the new Lexus LC500. Bill Kwong is here from the Lexus College to tell me all about the vehicle. Bill, the new Halo vehicle for Lexus, and very impressed I am, I will tell you, in my first drive. Tell me a little bit about what was the idea behind the new LC.
We want something to set the mark for Lexus division, a Halo vehicle, especially in a coupe version, something that we can be proud of. And the original design idea was organic wrapping in technology. Just think of a lily enveloping a smartphone. So something very fluid, very organic, but yet high technology.
The earlier generations of the same kind of vehicle has become extremely stylized. We're talking about cars which are always nice looking, but now this has become wide, low, aggressive, very angular, very menacing, as it were. This is a new chapter in the Lexus book of design, right?
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, yeah, we are going through a brand shift. Our president, Akio Toyoda, stated in Pebble Beach, he does not want Lexus and boring to be in the same sentence again. So when our commander-in-chief said, we will make cars fun to drive and make them dynamic, exciting, we're going to do that.
One of the things I've noticed with this car is you made lots of driving modes available in it, so you could actually set the vehicle to respond how you want. So if I move this driving knob up here, I shift it all the way up, I can go into the Sport S Plus package as well, and that changes the whole dynamic of the vehicle, doesn't it?
Yes, it changes the engine mapping, transmission mapping, as well as steering feel, and firming up the suspension. So a lot more aggressive shifts, a lot better throttle response, so a more dynamic drive.
One of the things that is interesting is that you have a naturally aspirated engine. Why wasn't there a turbo or a supercharger on this?
It's the chief engineer's thought. He really liked the linear feel and the power of a normally aspirated V8 and the sound. You cannot beat a gurgle and the grunt of a V8. As a 5-liter V8, normally aspirated, 471 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. It does 0-60 in 4.4 seconds. It gets estimated EPA city of 16, a freeway of 26, and then combined of 19.
What are some of the stats that we're getting out of the hybrid?
The hybrid has a combined total system horsepower of 354 horsepower, and it has a fuel economy of 26 in the city, 35 in the highway, and 30 combined.
But this is a real performance car at the same time, isn't it? You don't lose that much performance in the hybrid.
No, you did not. And with the multi-stage transmission, we're basically integrating a 4-speed automatic to the tail of the electronic control EVCT. We're able to achieve 10 gears, so really low gear ratios for great takeoff, and then high gears for very fuel efficient, very low RPM at high speeds.
Let's talk a little bit about the interior, because this is one of the places that Lexus really excel on the inside of the cars. There are so many things in here we could talk about, but let's start with the door panels. So these door panels have a curtain-like effect.
Yes, it's actually done in 3 layers. It's like very nice carpeting. There's a foam layer, there's a weave material sandwiched between, and then you have the Alcantara. So on bottom here where you rest your forearm, it's very tactile feel. It's very cushy. So it's very high end.
A very cockpit-like feel for the driver. It feels very much like I'm driving a jet with changeable information screen in front of me. Right now I'm in Sports Plus mode. If I hit the button, go to normal mode, it changes the whole look and feel of the car. But then on the passenger side here, you have this very open space with high designs and lots of ripples. Now, I noticed something that was kind of a smile for me, but we call them OSHs, these handles. You know what that stands for.
Yes, I know.
You have 2 handles on each side, and they're specifically for the passenger, so you can hold on really tight in these handles. Is that in case I scare the living daylights out of you?
Yes, I mean, this car is designed for spirited driving, so if the driver gets a little carried away and the passenger's a little squirrely about it, there's 2 grip handles for them to feel secure about, something to hold on to.
Right. You have the touch scroll pad here in the middle, and then what would normally be the I guess iDrive or whatever you would call it here in the middle is now the volume button, right?
Yes, correct. Navigation is standard, so it's a 10.3-inch high-resolution screen. It's paired with a remote touch 2nd-generation touchpad. The touchpad is much larger, it's more resistant to fingerprint, and it's more responsive. It's very similar to a smartphone. You could swipe, you could flick, you could tap, you could pinch in, you could zoom out. So something that I think our consumers are very familiar with. And you're correct, the Drive Mode Select has been moved forward to very reminiscent of the LFA. Now the audio control has replaced the Drive Mode Select location.
Now, this vehicle itself is made in the plant where the LFA was made, right?
Correct.
Just had to do that, guys.
Oh, no.
Let's talk about finally the sound of the exhaust. Pretty outstanding sound of the exhaust, isn't it?
Yes, this is the first time we have an active exhaust versus just a pressure valve flap in the muffler. So there's a electrical mechanical valve that opens up, especially in Sport S mode. Under hard acceleration, it bypasses the main muffler and goes into almost a straight pipe, so you get that really nice V8 growl.
Did you guys take a long time to come up with the sound?
Yes, there was a lot of tuning as far as the diameter, the length. I mean, it's an equal length. It's a true dual exhaust, and there's 2 catalytic converters, and there's a special clamshell muffler to produce that exact tone that the engineers are looking for. He must be a musician, because one of his engineers, because they're talking about fifth and harmony and octaves and so forth. They're talking like they're tuning an instrument. So a lot of painstakingly getting that sound.
It gives me a whole new idea of when you say you want to make the engine sing. You absolutely make it sing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, thanks for watching our video on the brand new LC500 and the 500H. Thanks for Bill Kwan for being along and showing us and telling us all of the great things that are on the exterior of this car, interior, and we've had a real fun driving it. It's quite a dynamic drive, and my suggestion is you definitely would want to have a go.
Thank you.